All right. Hello, hello, Dynamite fans. It's Friday. I'm here with the incredible Tom Sniegoski. I hope I'm saying that right. Am I
Wow,
saying your
yeah,
last?
yeah, you did great.
Oh, thank you, because I really do try my best. I just adjusted the screen so everyone can see us a little bit better. Because I do like asking and hoping I'm saying a name right
Yeah,
because I want to be I want to be respectful, and B, I want someone to do the same for me. So, but
good.
Tom, how are you today?
Doing good.
So
Busy, crazy day, but yep.
I'll, I hear you. But we're talking a little bit about Dynamite today. We are celebrating the 20th anniversary, and we're also talking a little bit about what's in our Humble Bundle. Some of it's your work, and it's so many Dynamite
Right,
creators together,
right.
and all the money that we've raised from the Humble Bundle is going towards the Heroes Initiative, which is, if no one is familiar with the Heroes Initiative, it gives back to all comic creators in need, because sometimes even comic creators need a little helping hand once in a while.
Yeah,
So,
definitely,
and
definitely.
we've raised over $10,000 so far, which is incredible. So whoever's done that so far, if you're still watching, thank you so much. And but let's get right into it. Like I said, Tom, some of your Vampirella work is included in the bundle, and so much Vampirella is in the bundle. But you've done so much but you've done other works for Dynamite. You've done Panther, you've done The Shadow as well,
Yeah,
correct?
I did a shadow special. Yeah, it was like a one shot. Yeah, like a summer special, something.
The top question I've been asking is, so how does it feel to be a part of Dynamite's 20th anniversary? How is it?
I think it's amazing, and I'm like shocked that 20 years has gone by so quickly. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I've known Nick Barucci for a very very long time, so to see him doing so well with this company is fantastic. It's really exciting. Um, but he's doing a good job. He's very sharp. He knows exactly what he's looking for, and he knows what the fans like, and yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Besides, you've done a few Vampirella series, including one that's out right now. You and Janine Atkinson
Yep.
are doing Vampirella Dark Reflections.
Yep.
So, what's cool about writing for Vampirella?
You know, it's funny. Vampirella was one of those characters that, when while growing up, she was always that character that was at a distance because it was a little more adult. So when I would see her at the magazine on the magazine rack, that was the comic or the magazine that I couldn't reach. It was the one on top. So I'd always had kind of a fascination with the character. And when I first started to write the character, that was for Harris before Dynamite picked it up. Um, it was kind of like a dream come true. It was that like that opportunity to take that character and do something really
Mm-hmm.
neat and cool with it, put my spin on it, which is what happened with Nikki and Dynamite was that they let me. I think I did a like a mini series, a mini series. I think it was called. I think it was Vampirella Strikes was the very first mini series that I did, and I think that was like 6 issues. And then time went by, and then on Vampirella's 50, I think it was her 50th anniversary. Nikki approached me and said, "How would you like to come back and write Vampirella again? But you can pick up where you left off at Harris. You can pick up your storyline where you left off 25 years ago." So my run was 20. That was at 25, but they were celebrating the 50th birthday. So I did. It didn't take me long to answer that question. I was like, that would be really cool to come back and pick up where I left off. So that was Vengeance of Vampirella, and then we did another Vampirella Strikes after the Vengeance of Vampirella run.
Would you say Vampirella is your favorite Dynamite character, or is there someone else?
Oh, you know what? I just enjoy comics in general, but yeah, Vampirella is the one that I feel the most in tune with because I've written her so
Mm-hmm.
often. I get this stuff that I would like to, like if he called me up and said, "Hey, do you want to take a crack at?" I'd
Mm-hmm.
probably be willing to try something new. But I'm happy doing Vampirella.
Which series has been the favorite to write so far, whether it's Strikes or Harris series or even right now with Dark Reflections?
I mean, Dark Reflections is really nice because I'm doing it with my writing partner, Jeanine Atchison, and she's fabulous. She brings a whole different perspective to the character, a female perspective to the character, which is really kind of neat because I've been writing her solo for so many years that to have someone else bring this other angle in has been really, really neat, really, really cool. But as far as like the solo Vampirella stuff, I think my Vengeance of Vampirella run, I was pretty proud of that, especially after coming back to the character after so long and picking up that storyline after so long, 25 years. That was pretty cool.
A couple days ago, I got to sit with Christopher Priest, who also writes Vampirella, and I love how he brought up kind of most people who aren't familiar with Vampirella kind of see her as a one-dimensional character, like, oh, she's a vampire and she dresses like this, and what's
yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you like twisting people's expectations when they read Vampirella? Like,
I find that
that's what he likes doing. What about you?
Yeah, well, I find that there's always this I don't want to say negative connotation that comes with the character, and I think it's more the appearance of the character than anything. And I always have to kind of stop people and say, read this. There's a lot more going on than you think. I mean, the costume is the costume. That's fine, but there's a lot more. It's a much deeper character than you realized. And I've had a lot of people come back to me after like buying one of the collections or something and saying, "Hey, these were really neat. I really like this." And I'm like, "See, told you." But yeah, I think I think the visual of the character has a tendency to turn people off. Some people are perfectly fine with it because they understand the whole comic book costume thing and everything. But I find that I have to kind of like almost like sway people to like give it a shot and see what I'm talking about in regard to there being a lot more to the character than just the titillating aspects of the character.
Which kind of leads into another question that I had, like, how's your specific Vampirella series? How's the feedback been? Has there, especially with the new series that just came out, what's the feedback been?
So far, I haven't got a ton of feedback, but so far people really are liking the Dark Reflection story. And I think what they like about it is the fact that not only does it feature Vampirella, but it also features Lilith, who is a daughter of Vampirella from an alternate reality. So we have this interesting juxtaposition of these two characters, like this Vampirella-like character who isn't Vampirella, and then you have your more traditional Vampirella. So you have these almost like a Vampirella and a Vampirella in training kind of playing off of each other, which is really kind of neat. And Jeanine brought a lot of really cool stuff to the whole mother-daughter thing, which was really, really nice. I couldn't do that. I don't have a daughter, so I'm not a mother. But yeah, she brought a lot to that character that was really cool.
I'm trying to remember. Was Pantha an original, like technically a Vampirella character who got?
Yeah, she was. I believe Pantha was in the black and white Vampirella magazine, and she kind of spun out of that. They really in the older things. I don't think I'm trying to think if she ever had her own black and white magazine. I think it might have just been like reprints of the stuff that was in Vampirella. But then there were a couple of, like Harris did a couple of solo Panther things, and I know Dynamite did a couple of solo Panther things, and then Jeanine and I did the last run we did Panther. That was a lot of fun. That was a cool character to play with.
I was gonna say, like, can we dig into Panther a little bit more? What was it like coming into, like, was she super new to you writing her? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I was not as familiar with her as I was with Vampirella. So, and actually, Christopher Priest introduced her brought her back in Sacred Six. He did a book called Sacred Six for Dynamite, and we kind of played with what he introduced. He introduced some certain elements of the character in Sacred Six, and we kind of expanded on those elements. Like there was a big Egyptian mythology theme, really really fun to play with, and that was actually that's kind of a Janine's thing. She loves Egyptian mythology, so she got to really play with a lot of the old Egyptian gods and Egyptian monsters and stuff like that. So yeah, that was cool. Panther was fun. I really enjoyed Panther.
One question that came in from YouTube: what do you think of Draculina?
You know what? I'm not as familiar with her as I was. I think she was another one of those characters that was like introduced somewhere in like the black and white magazine, and then Priest took her and it kind of expanded on the character. And he knows what he's doing. He can take a character and really put a cool, interesting spin on them. So yeah, I'm not as familiar as I should be. But from what I saw, because I think the Draculina series he did was with Michael Starmaria, who drew my Vengeance of Vampirella run, and he's a fantastic artist. So I can just imagine that was probably a great looking book.
If the opportunity came up, would you try writing Draculina?
Oh yeah, I'd take a shot. Again, it's a character within the Vampirella universe. I'm familiar enough with the universe that I can kind of put my fingerprint on them. But yeah, I play with that character if need be. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Is it Daniel Main who's? Well, speaking of Daniel Main,
yeah.
He's commenting right now. Hi Daniel, and he's calling you and Janine the best dynamic duo of writers.
He's great. He's fantastic.
I was gonna like.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Any other artists that you're fans of their work of besides Daniel, who's touched on?
Yeah, Daniel's my fave. He's amazing. Michael Starmaria is fantastic. There's a guy named Kuber Ball, who I'm going to be doing something with at Dynamite that we haven't announced yet. But yeah, he's amazing too. I just got some pages in from him this morning that were mind blowing. Yeah, they're really really nice. So yeah, there's a lot. Dynamite's got a lot of great guys that I would like to continue to work with.
Is there anything for Vampirella that you're still thinking about? Maybe you could write, or like another series, like something that hasn't been done yet that you'd want to pitch.
You know what I'd love to do, and I've mentioned it a couple of times, but nobody's biting yet. Was I'd love to do a Vampirella Panther, almost like a detective agency with the two characters working with each other, doing kind of like supernatural hard-boiled mystery stories. That would just be fun. I mean, I could see me doing that for a year without any problem. But yeah, I'd like to play the two characters off of each other.
Is there any other Dynamite character who you think you could take a stab at besides?
Oh wow, I don't know. I mean, I again, if they offered it to me, I would probably consider it. I like Dynamite. I like what Nikki's doing with the characters and stuff. So yeah, I mean, like Red Sonja. I've never written Red Sonja. I would love to take a crack at Red Sonja. The Black Terror. I would love to do something with the Black Terror. That might be fun.
Would it be easier if a character is mixed with Vampirella? Because we've had Vampirella and Red Sonja together a bunch of times. Would it be easier? Is it easier to write a character who you're not as familiar with a character who you are more familiar with?
I think a character that I'm not as familiar with lets my imagination kind of go wild, because it kind of it's like, all right, here's the character. Here's basically what I know. What would I do with it? You know what I mean? I think a character that I'm not super familiar with allows me to put more of me into the storytelling than, say, a character that I've written a ton of times, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know where things have to fit in that character's world. But I think like something that I haven't written before, I think would be really neat to kind of immerse myself in, maybe where the character came from, who else has written the character, and kind of seeing what I could do with it to make it more me, or my take.
Like I'm reading a couple more comments.
Okay.
And there are fans of that idea, the Vampirella and the Panther, especially if you make Victory the villain.
Possibly.
Possibly.
I'd have to see.
Yeah, Victory's another Vampirella character who has made more of a name for herself, again, thanks to Christopher Priest, because she was in his series.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot to explore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really a lot to explore.
Yeah, that's I think that's what I kind of enjoy about the Vampirella universe, is that I'm still discovering that there are layers that I haven't seen or tapped into yet. So yeah, there's always something kind of fresh to play with.
Oh, Gabriel put up a fun question. Who would win, Vampirella or Blade?
I'm going to go with Vampirella on this one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's a real primal beastal side of it, at least when I write her, that I wouldn't want to mess with at all. I bet it would be a tough fight.
I think so too.
But I think Vampirella would come out on top with that one.
I mean, she can fly. It's a little. I don't think Blade can fly. It'd be a little tough to catch her.
No. She could pick him up and drop him off a building.
Oof.
Yeah, exactly.
Now there's a train crossover. I don't know if Marvel let that happen though.
No, you never know. You never know.
We never. Well, we're putting the idea out there in the universe.
Throwing it out there, throwing into the ether.
I know I asked what I wanted to ask. I don't know if anyone out there last minute wants to sneak in a question.
Come on. At least two more. Come on.
At least two more.
At least two more.
I mean, Gabriel also just asked, what crossover would you want with Vampirella? And you brought up Panther.
I'd love to do a Panther crossover, yeah. I'm not sure if there's any other. You know what might be fun? Like I saw that Dynamite just recently got the Terminator license. I think a Vampirella Terminator would be interesting.
There's a lot more time travel stuff you could do there.
Exactly, especially with with Vampirella, we've done a lot with alternate realities. You could do an alternate reality combining like this whole Cyberdyne thing with the supernatural, with Mistress Nix and stuff like that, and that would be a cool. That'd be really fun. I would do that.
Again, guys, get it out there. Spread the word. Spread the word to Marvel or DC, whoever will do it. Spread the word.
Anybody else?
Right. Anybody else? Or I guess or here's what I literally just thought of. I guess where do you hope to see Dynamite in another 20 years? What do you think? Because I'm thinking about that now. What do we think Dynamite will look like in another 20 years? But I guess. I mean, Dynamite. I hope it's bigger. I hope we get new characters in. I hope.
Yeah, it would be fun to do. It would be fun to see Dynamite continue to expand on like its licensed properties, which is really neat with the Disney books and Terminator and things like that. But at the same time, I'd like to see them expand into like maybe some more original properties, create a bigger universe of really cool characters to play with. Yeah, I can see it happening. I don't think it's necessarily anything far-fetched. I definitely see them expanding, continuing to expand and tell good stories and things like that.
A good friend of ours, Eddie Von B. How about Vampy and Hellboy and John Constantine crossover? You
know what? I'd be all over that. I've never written Constantine, but I've written Hellboy. I do a lot of work with Mike on Hellboy. But yeah, so Vampirella, Hellboy, Constantine, that would be. I would want to read that if somebody else was writing it.
I can see it as one like how DC makes their animated films. Like I could see something like that.
Definitely, that'd be really cool.
For Vampy and Hellboy and John Constantine.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
We got a lot of good ideas from this audience.
I know.
Daniel says, "Count me in for that crossover."
It'd be great.
Well, again, that's all I had for you today. So Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Thank you for your questions, and thank you for checking out the Dynamite Humble Bundle. If you haven't yet, please go check it out. And thank you to everyone who's donated and helping out the Heroes Initiative. Thank you, everyone. This was a fantastic chat. Thank you.
It's going to a great cause. So please go take advantage of it. It's great.
All right. That we're signing off for now. So everyone have a great day, and see everybody soon.
Bye.